Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. I'm a fifth-generation farmer from just outside of Bradford, Illinois. They say without farmers, you'll be naked, you'll be hungry, and you'll be sober. Let's focus on that last one, shall we? Today, we're going to talk with Adam Summer. How you doing, Adam?
Good.
You're from Metamora.
Yep.
Okay.
Metamora.
Is that where you grew up?
Yep. So I've lived in that farmhouse longer than anywhere else. We moved back out to the farm just after my third birthday. My grandpa moved off. And then once I got married, of course, moved out when I was 21. And we just moved back there in 2017.
How old a house is it?
It's around 150 years old, so don't know the exact date. It's, of course, like any farmhouse, it's been added on to who knows how many times. So, yeah. It's interesting because it's got two main parts to it. In one spot of the house, it's literally a door frame width, and that's it.
Oh, really?
That's the width of the house, yeah.
We did that too. A house that's over 100 years old. We thought, how quaint and that. Till you get to doing wiring and HVAC and all this stuff. You earn it, don't you?
Yeah, and it never ends. You get done with one and it's on to the next. And
it hasn't ended yet. So did you grow up on a farm?
Yep, grew up out there. So we lived in Washington until I was 3, and then we moved back out.
Okay.
So.
And then, did you go off to school?
So after high school, I actually got in the electrical apprenticeship.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a union electrician for...
So you can wire your house?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have some wiring to do this week to get my outdoor bar done.
You obviously are the owner of Evergreen Farm Brewing. So tell me about that. How did you even get started into it?
Yeah, it wasn't planned at all. It's been fun ever since, but we moved back out to the farm, like I said earlier, and at that time I was actually going back to school. I got a degree in mathematics, and I was going to start teaching high school math. Yeah.
You smart?
I guess.
Smarter than I am, I could tell you that.
I've always enjoyed teaching and math and was going to go for it. And then in the middle of all that, everything changed. My wife got a new job. We moved back out to the farm and just kind of started talking that it'd be nice to have something going on the farm again since we're not doing conventional farming anymore.
Yeah. Where'd you meet your wife?
Actually at church in Washington.
So bar, you're just lying? Now, did she come from a farm?
No. She grew up in East Peoria.
So how was that, moving out to the middle of nowhere?
It was an adjustment. I know the very first week that we moved back out to the farm, she laughed because we'd go to the grocery store in Metamora, and it's like you have to plan for it because you know everybody in the grocery store because it's small town, and she just wasn't used to that.
You got to plan for it, just that everybo's going to see you?
It's going to take longer than normal because you got to stop and talk. And
I got you. She could be rude and just walk past people.
Yeah. She tries not to.
Okay, so you want to do something with the farm. Then what?
Yep. So my wife and I have always liked going to breweries and wineries.
All right, stop right there.
All right.
Really? I mean, obviously you do. You said my wife and I love going to breweries. Is that the truth?
She does, yeah. I think she enjoys the wineries a little more than breweries, but she likes both.
Okay. I'll assume you're not lying, but please continue.
Yep. So with that being kind of in our background, we've been going down to Southern Illinois at least once or twice a year for the last probably 10 years and hitting the wine trail down there.
Where's that at?
By Carbondale. So the Shawnee Wine Trail.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just south of Carbondale.
Do they make good wines?
It's pretty good. So there's certain varieties of grapes that grow well down there, and it's a different wine than like what you'd get from California. I know some people are like, if it's not from California or France,
What's funny, we just interviewed a gal that farms down there, and she was telling us how their wines are preferred. Honestly, everybody says, oh, the wines in my area are good, but generally they're lying to you. But maybe she was telling the truth.
Yeah, I like them. The one down there that I really like is called Norton. It's a Cynthiana grape. Cynthiana Norton, there was 2 of them, the background of it. There was 2 of them that they later found out it was actually the same strain. So there's 2 names for the same grape, basically.
Oh, okay.
They grow down there, Southern Illinois and Missouri.
The Southern Illinois grape controversy.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. So you and your wife are down there, you're drinking away. Then what?
Yep. So moving out to the farm, we just kind of decided it'd be nice to have something going there. And with the layout of the farm, we could see that a winery could happen out there. So we started talking about doing that. But our soil, it's good farm ground. It's too good of soil for wine grapes.
Yeah.
So we had to switch gears. Like, well, we could do beer instead. That's got ties into farming. So hadn't brewed beer at all at that point. Decided if we're gonna start a brewery, better figure out if I can make beer. Started doing homebrew stuff in January of 2020.
Dude, just go like the Friar Tuck's and get the kit.
Yeah, yep. Started with the kit, 5-gallon batches, and out there on the patio and the burner. And
how was it? How was that first batch?
The first couple weren't that great, but they started turning out pretty good. And I think I'd made 4 or 5 batches that were a kit, a recipe. You just got everything and followed the instructions. After that, I started writing my own recipes. Those turned out good, and I just never went back.
How do you even know how to do that? Writing your own recipe, it's beer.
Yeah, so there's countless possibilities, different, malt bills, hop bills, just a lot of different varieties.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So malt is the grain. There's different grains that you could use. Barley, oats, wheat are the main ones. And then depending on what kind of hops you put in and when and how much, changes the beer quite a bit.
Okay. And then eventually you come to getting stuff that's good and people like.
Yeah.
All right, let's quit screwing around. How do you open these things?
So these I actually have taped because it helps them last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So we got to find the end here. Which one do you want to go for?
Both?
Both of them?
Yeah.
So this one I'm working on is the Lightning Strikes Twice. So it's actually named after a cottonwood tree that we have on the corner of our farm. And it's been struck by lightning twice.
Okay,
still going.
Cut away while I'm fighting with this stupid. What'd you do to this thing?
Quality control.
Can you just unscrew it?
Yeah. Yep.
There. Okay. All right. Which one do you want? You want to try the Lightning Strikes Twice?
Sure. We can go for it. Grab your cup there.
These are not beer mugs.
No, but they'll do. How much you want? Enough for a taste.
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Go for it. Well, we got 2 of them
here. Are we paying for this stuff? Yeah, that's good. All right.
There you go.
I don't want to drink alone.
Yeah.
Lightning Strikes Twice. Is there a way to fancy drink? You taste it or smell
Not necessarily.
it? No?
It's good to smell it with the hops in there. Cheers.
All right. All right, here's the thing. Breweries, you go to them and everybody's like, oh, you can taste whatever, it's blah, blah. I don't like them. I generally go to breweries and I don't like, I don't know, they're too hoppy or whatever. I could drink this all damn day.
Yeah. Thanks. Pretty good.
Thirsty? See, you can always, I'll share a cup, man.
Yeah.
You're not on camera.
Yeah. Oh, he's running off with it.
Now we have an issue. Okay. You're lucky we've got another bottle up here. No. We'll discuss this later. All right, so describe this. What did you do here?
So this is actually one of my more hoppy beers. I've kind of been unintentionally become known for IPAs that aren't too hoppy. They're a little bit more mild.
Yeah.
We have a lot of customers that come in and they'll say they don't like IPAs.
Yeah.
They end up trying one of mine and they really like it.
Why is yours different?
Like I said, this one's a little more hoppy, but most of them, they're quite a bit more mild. The first one that became popular, it was actually before we opened. I did the recipe and we were going to some shows and doing some samples and whatnot. That one's actually called Just the Tip. So it's got some.
This is PBS, by the way.
Yeah, there's a reason for it. So it's got.
I bet there is.
Yeah, it's got fresh growth blue spruce tips. So in the spring, when the trees are doing the new growth, that fresh tip that comes out, that's a softer, lighter green.
Really?
We pick those, throw it in with the beer, and it creates this nice soft pine flavor.
That does
to
not
it.
sound good.
It's one of my most popular IPAs.
It makes me. It sounds like it's going to taste like gin.
Not really. It's subtle enough that it turns out pretty good.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Hurry up, man.
Yeah.
We got stuff to do. So what's this one?
Took a big swig there. So this one's Bad at Bags. It's
Bad at Bags.
a little bit more mild, a little sweeter, not quite as hoppy, but still definitely an IPA.
Is there a right way to pour a beer? Mm-hmm. Was that it?
It'll work. So usually you want to tilt the glass. Technically you should rinse it first so that it actually creates the side of the glasses a little bit more slick.
If
so
we
you
had a
don't get too
network
much.
show, we could do that. But
Yeah.
man, this is where we're at.
So you want to tilt the glass and pour on the side.
Okay. Are we going to foul the taste that we didn't rinse it?
No, not too bad.
Okay. All right.
We'll make do.
All right.
Cheers.
Bad at Bags. The first thing that comes to mind is darker. Mm-hmm. Is that?
Yeah, so there's a little bit more darker malts in here. Some crystal malt. That's where you get that sweetness from and a little bit of caramel.
Don't give me the time signals. You want to try it again? See what I'm dealing with here?
I didn't even finish the last one.
Why are you stumbling around?
Maybe
All
you
right.
did finish the last
I
one.
didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Be honest.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's good. I do think I like this one a little bit more than the first one because
Yeah.
of the hoppiness isn't there. Mm-hmm. I'm a beer connoisseur now.
Yeah.
Can I get a second to
Take your
Get
time.
the taste buds acclimated and
switching it around? That's very good.
You can keep the glass.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
Man.
What are the other stuff?
Yeah. I'm expecting most of that bottle back. That's good stuff.
Man, thank you.
How do you just not drink all day?
It's tough. Yeah. There's quite a few days, you got to test the product, quality control.
Yeah.
but-
When I was raising hogs, the last thing I ever wanted to eat was a pork chop because I just had too much of it. Do you just ever I don't want to drink any more beer?
I mean, occasionally you go on breaks where you try to not overdo it because you don't want it to become just so commonplace that you lose the knack for it. You want to make sure that you're appreciating it
Yeah.
just like your customers are going to.
So if I go to Evergreen Farm Brewery, brewing, what do I expect? What's it going to be like when I go there?
So most people that come, they say it's just like pulling into a family friend's house. We don't have a sign out front, so it doesn't look commercial at all.
You don't have a sign?
No.
Well, how do you?
no.
I'd feel like I'm just pulling into somebody's place.
And we get that all the time. There's people that they'll drive right by it and they'll have to turn around and come back, and then they pull in and realize it's there, and they just feel like they were.
Is that on
barging in.
purpose?
A little bit. So we started out, we didn't know exactly how fast it was going to grow, and we just started with the existing building. So it looked the exact same as it did before. We just cleaned up a few things.
Okay.
And people started coming in, and we'd get some that would say, hey, you need a sign out front. And then every time somebody would say that, there would be somebody sitting in the tap room, and they'd say, no, you don't put a sign up. We don't want people to know that you're here.
Well, see, people just don't want to see you succeed. That's a problem.
They did, but they wanted it for themselves. They wanted their own space, I think.
Selfish. Yeah, I get it. So who's going to your brewery? I mean, are these local people? Are they bikers, hippies, or who are you getting?
Yeah, we get a good mix of people. A lot of locals, obviously, because we get some people from Metamora, Washington, Germantown that they say, oh, it's nice to have a place over here that we don't have to drive into Peoria.
Yeah.
But then we get people from other states, Chicago. I know early last summer.
That's actually in Illinois.
Yeah. Yep. So we had I think it was early last summer, we had a couple that came in. They were from, I believe, Maine, and they were on vacation, and all they were doing was hitting breweries.
That sounds like a
So,
great vacation.
No plan whatsoever. They just go to a brewery, ask whoever was there, where do they need to go next, and just
Do you have a map up?
We don't. We've talked about that a bunch.
I think you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to.
Okay. So when you go there, are you just going to be drinking beer?
So we have beer. Summertime, the beer that we make is getting pretty low. I usually try to keep at least one or two on tap. We have 9 taps total. We do run a lot of guest taps, especially in the summertime. But we also have wine from Old Mill up in Metamora. That's the winery, local winery. And then we do carry some ciders. That way, if somebody can't drink beer, gluten issues, we have options for them too.
Do you ever get that guy in there? It's like, I just want a Bud Light.
Occasionally, and my wife usually hands him a water.
I wouldn't. I would have Bud Light on hand, and it would be $27 a bottle.
Yeah. That's a thought. We can maybe do that.
Are you growing any of the ingredients out there?
Yeah, so I can't grow everything to make all the beers, but
Yeah.
we do have some hop zebos, we call them. So
Hop Zebos.
Yep.
What's
So
that?
it's a gazebo that we grow hops up,
Oh, okay.
mostly for looks, but we do harvest those hops and use them in certain recipes. And then we have a couple gardens that we have kind of specialty stuff.
Is Illinois a good place to grow hops?
If you get the right variety. So
Okay.
Cascade is the one that we have the best luck with.
All right. Is like, I don't know, like the best beer makers in the world, where would those hops be grown?
It depends on what you're making. Like, I just had this conversation today with another brewer that there's certain beers that they've always been, this is how they have to be.
Yeah.
And with the craft beer scene now, it's getting more widespread to where certain things that weren't okay to do before now are. So as far as where those hops come from, it's getting to where it's wherever you want.
Okay. What about the bees?
So we have a few beehives that we started on the farm. My wife is really into bugs. Her name is actually Melissa, which means honeybee.
Melissa, what?
Yeah, yep,
Okay. I didn't know that.
yeah. So she's always been into bugs, always wanted to have beehives. Once we moved to the farm, we put a few of them in. We've collected a little bit of honey, but not a lot, so we don't sell honey or anything. But last year I did start propagating yeast out of the beehives to make beer with.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so there's pretty much yeast on everything, and the bees go out and they collect everything that's around our property and out even further, bring it back. There's a concentration in the hives, and then I took that, did a little yeast starter with it, grew it up a few generations, and then pitched it in wort, which is beer before it ferments, and made a beer out of it.
Do you ever get stung?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurts.
Yep.
Are you going to grow as far as like the bee colonies and that?
We've talked about it. If we get serious into it, we would probably want to put hives off of our location just because we're totally
Yeah, you have
surrounded by.
customers.
Yeah, that's one major concern. But then also being surrounded by fields, the fertilizer and pesticides that they spray on the fields are not good for bees.
Are they? I mean, you hear that.
It stresses them. It doesn't kill them totally, but it stresses them out to where it's a factor.
Your motto is from ground to growler. That's clever.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
I think my wife actually came up with that
That's
one.
what I was guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name means bees.
Honeybee.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa. Like in what language?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Latin. It's probably Latin
Making
origin.
that up too. As you're doing this, as you are seeing people coming from all over to enjoy what you're making, do you ever just sit back and go, wow, that's pretty cool what we've done?
Occasionally, those opportunities don't happen too often, but occasionally it does. And yeah, that's when it kind of surprises you because we knew it had potential starting it out, but otherwise we wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect it to grow as fast as it has.
So do you think this will be like, I don't know, what you both are doing in the future?
That's our goal long term. She would like to obviously stay and grow more things on the farm, play with her bugs and honeybees. Yep, expand that part of the operation a little bit more.
Well, I think everything, that it would take you guys have in place. I mean, obviously you're attracting people there. If you can attract the locals, I think that goes a long ways and like for it to be, I mean, the whole thing about a brewery is that, the summer months are money, right? Anybody can do it, but to go year round, you have to be able to attract the locals too.
Right. Yep.
How are you doing that?
So we definitely do slow down quite a bit in the winter, mostly because we don't have a whole lot of indoor space right now. This last year we did, over the winter, built a greenhouse that we use for seating, so that's heated. But yeah, it's like the saying goes, make hay while the sun's shining. In summertime, it's nonstop and make it while we can.
So how many times are you brewing a month?
A month?
A week?
A week is average is about 3 to 5 batches.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm on a real small system. Our tap room is in what was the wash house on our farm.
Okay.
So I think I mentioned that on the podcast. It's a building that they built specifically to wash clothes in. There was a gas-powered washing machine in there that they would wash their clothes in there.
Gas-powered washing machine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Ran off our natural gas well out back.
Oh, you guys have natural gas?
Yeah.
You still got it?
We don't use it anymore. They were still running on it when my dad was a kid, but
Yeah.
it was started to lose pressure and they switched to propane.
Yeah, I've got neighbors that like their house and their shops are all run off natural gas, and it's like, oh man, that would be so nice. Just
Yeah.
all that free heat just
Yeah.
there for the taking.
The head's still there for it, and with starting the brewery, I kind of kicked around the idea of seeing if I could pump it to a tank and then run my brewing operations off
Yeah.
of it, which would be really cool, but I don't know if it would just stop producing, then I'd be kind of
Yeah,
have to switch everything
yeah.
over, and it'd be a pain.
Have you thought about like getting? I mean, I assume the reason that you're doing the smaller batches is the equipment.
Mostly the space. So we started in the middle of COVID,
Yeah.
and I thought about building a building, but with that risk of not knowing what was going to happen, we just decided to use what we had. And honestly, that's probably what made us take off as fast as we have, because we've incorporated all of that history with the old buildings. Mm-hmm. So, but that building's only 15 by 15.
But that's what people want, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
been a big draw.
So when people stop by and they're, everybody's like wants to talk to you, right? Kind of, I want to know the whole history of the place and that. Do you tell them about the farm and all that?
Oh yeah, yep. My dad's usually out there too, and he loves
Does
telling
he?
those stories. Yeah, yep.
And your dad, he doesn't farm anymore then?
No.
Okay.
So even when we were farming, he worked his job that he has now, worked full time during the day, and we farmed basically at night.
Like 5 years ago, do you ever think you would be doing this?
No, not at all. I hadn't even brewed beer at that point.
Yeah.
So-
That's what I can't understand is because people, like they go to school and they'd be doing this for 20 years and they come up with a decent beer.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've only tasted 2, but I thought they were both really good.
Yeah, thank
Are
you.
you a savant?
I don't know. I just jumped in, and
I mean, don't be all humble. Are you good at this?
I guess so. I mean, it's with the traffic we have through, it's got to be doing something right.
Yeah, again, I've been to some breweries and that have been doing it for a long time, and they've got like behind the glass, they've got like all the shiny stainless steel stuff and whatever, and I'm like, man, this place looks awesome. And then you taste their beer, and it tastes like came from a horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you have an advantage doing the smaller batches?
I mean, yes and no. The good thing about the smaller batches is if they do turn out bad, which honestly I've only had probably 2 since I started that I decided weren't good enough and dumped them. It's going to happen. But just brewing so often, I have so many different recipes out there now that it's got a wide variety.
You ever think you'll go into more of the distilling?
I've never tried it. It's been talked about, but I don't know if we would ever go that route or not. This is going good so far, so.
Is that a different legal license
it's
and all
a whole,
that stuff?
Yeah, a whole nother license, so.
Is this hard to get into legally?
It takes some time,
Yeah.
Especially, like I said earlier, we were starting in the middle of COVID, so it took longer than normal, but
What else were you going to do?
yeah. Yep. Drink beer.
Stay 6 feet away from each other and drink beer. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool. It's one of those situations where I don't know if this was ever like your long-term dream, but it's one of those things where you get into it, and as you're doing it, you're realizing this was a dream I didn't even know was there. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Oh yeah. Yep. It definitely wasn't a long-term dream at all. It just kind of happened, and the more we talked about it, we were like, well, sounds like it could actually be a thing, and decided to go for it.
If people want to find you on the internet, social media, where do they go?
Mm-hmm. So evergreenfarmbrewing.com is our website. Evergreen Farm 1858 on Instagram, and then just look up Evergreen Farm Brewing on Facebook.
Is that when the farm was established, homesteaded?
So when I was doing the logo, we talked about this earlier. When I was doing the logo, 1858 was the earliest deed that I had found,
Yeah.
and I had already ordered some stuff and had it being made. And then I found another one that was 1852, so it was actually back a little bit further. But
Gotcha. Do you think we're ever going to see the other bottle?
I think it's gone. I think it disappeared.
Oh, there you go. Adam Summer from Metamora Evergreen Farm Brewing. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it when someone finds a passion they didn't even know was there, and then they're able to share that with the world. I am going to be stopping there with my wife, and we are going to see what all you got. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Same
Adam,
here.
thank you so very much. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time.